Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We're having a quick look at our current contract situation, and it's kind of become an emergency, something I've been putting off for quite a while. This is our space station contract, which should have been completed. I did in fact launch a space station and fulfill all of these requirements, but yet somehow the space station itself got magically deleted somehow by KSP. It is not in orbit, it doesn't show up at the tracking station, it's just not there. And as angry as I am about this bug, which is why I have been reluctant to do anything about it, because I really feel like it was really unfair. It should still be sitting up there just hanging out, but it's not. And I feel like that's probably why this contract hasn't been completed. I was ready to just ignore it and take the hit, and then I realized the punishment for taking the hit is in the order of 2.1 million credits, which is more than we have. We're sitting at 1.1 million, and that will seriously bankrupt us. And now the other big issue is that this we need to do this in 14 days, which provides an interesting backdrop to I have to do this or we're going to be basically bankrupt. And having faced bankruptcy before, I have thought about just taking all of my money, building a bunch of rockets, waiting for the contract to expire. That'll level us out to 0, and then scrapping all the rockets that are under construction, thus getting a refund and returning some money into the coffers. I want to at least give this a shot to see if maybe we can't just slap something together in 2 weeks and get it into the appropriate orbit and see if maybe we can get the contract. Because really it just has to have some kind of crew capsule, be in an orbit around, above a 400 kilometer perigee, but yet below 2 million, and in orbit of Earth. The rest of these are complete, so I don't even know if we actually have to have crew on it. It just has to have crew, has to be crew capable. So we're gonna see what we can't do with that. So I'm going to exit this, and we'll talk about our options. Now the not Kerbal alarm clock. I have a bunch of these backups basically for other missions that we have already flown, but basically these rockets are already built, so it's going to be a lot cheaper and a lot quicker to edit these than to try to build something fresh and dump a bunch of money. What's it called? Rush build. Thank you. So I guess we're going to take this 9B HV because it's got the best lift capacity to orbit, and get it into the VAB and make some changes. Alright, so here we are, and I guess the very first thing we can do is get rid of that, and then move these fairings off to the side. Yeah, this is our Venus return project. This is a backup for that. So we're going to move aside the RA9 and basically scrap this whole thing. Because, yeah, we just don't need it, really. So, goodbye. That's our primary, isn't it? I could have just started with that. So I'm going to speed up this build process because it's a little tedious, and I'll just do a little bit of a voiceover. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. So for all of you station building loyalists out here, I do apologize, because this is like the quick and dirty. An Agena core for telemetry control, and then that marked pod for 3 Kerbals. Agena core for telemetry control, room for 3 Kerbals, and basic life support, and that's it. Docking ports, and voila! Alright, well, this is our Bollock station. This is very much akin to what we put up for the Project Lifeboat, in that it's super simple, but it does have its own control. It's got power, comms, maneuverability, docking ports. I don't really recall what else it may have needed, but we're gonna basically, our build time on this is 7 days and 1 hour, which is perfect. If we don't have to dump any money into a rush build, then that is even better. So we'll get check our staging, make sure everything's good. Yeah, looks alright to me. We'll get our fairings back on. Oh, now our build time is down to 4 days. That's even more awesome. Okay, yeah, we totally don't want to fire the fairings off there. We would like them to be after booster sep, if you please. Man, this is why we keep stuff in reserve. Let's just check our liftoff delta V, 1.12. That's good enough. 13 kilometers per second. We could actually put this on a trajectory at the moon if we wanted to. We're not going to because we want to fulfill this contract. Alright, save edits. Alright, now let's bring up our build list and get station 2 up here at the top of the build order. Oops. There we go. 4 days. So we're going to recondition the pad from our last launch. This is good. We won't even have to spend any extra money doing rush builds, and we should have plenty of time to roll this out to the pad, get it in any kind of suitable orbit. Alright. Oh yeah, here it is. Station 2. 3 more days. Yeah, now we are at our official Mars transfer point, but that mission is already underway. I do have a backup just in case, and Project Mars has left Earth's SOI. That is even better. Oh God, I hope that's what it's doing. If it's encountering the moon, we're in a lot of trouble. But at this point, it will have made its flyby and been done. Nothing showed up when we last looked at it, so I'm just not going to worry about it. Okay, and Station 2, let's roll it out. That'll toss us another 2 days. What is this? Oh, vessel complete. I'm like, oh God, did we finish the contract? No, of course we didn't finish the contract. Let's just double check. Active station. 9 days, 15 hours. Perfect. Let's, this does make me a mite bit uncomfortable. So we'll just get this rolled out to the pad. This gives us about a week, hopefully, to get this thing completed. Launch? No. Clear. Launch. I really hope not having any Kerbals aboard isn't going to cost us this, because those parts of the contract were already completed. Alright, and here we are on the pad, thankfully. So, throttle set to full. No time to waste. Ignition. Ignition sequence is good. Let's get those clamps off. We can probably get rid of this information. We don't really need it. It actually doesn't seem to be much of a fit of a struggle for this RA9, which is nice, because being forced to launch this on something heavier would totally run us out of time, or maybe even run us out of money. But the bonus we could get from actually completing this contract is nice. It's like 800 grand. That would certainly be helpful, wouldn't it? Alright, well, we're going to turbo through this launch, and hopefully I will see you guys as we are trying to round out some kind of orbit here. Alright, first step complete. Our apogee is about 450 kilometers, 448 to be more specific. We're going to fly around to our apogee and then raise our perigee up to above 400 to meet contract requirements. I'm certain that we have enough fuel in this HV upper stage to make it happen. It's just a matter of setting up our node here. Add maneuver, there we go. And yeah, as long as it's under 2 million, we should be fine. So let's get ourselves oriented. Oh, 87 meters per second to complete this orbit. That's perfect. This HV can do that no problem. What do we got left in there? Like 3 grand? Yeah, 3,500. Like I said, we could throw this thing moonside if we felt so inclined. It's nice to have something readily available with these kind of capabilities, isn't it? All right. Because my plan is put this in orbit, see if we get those parts of the contract fulfilled, and then deorbit the HV upper stage and hope that that rounds it out for us. So 35 minutes or so to wait. We're going to have a little bit of boil off. This may have been before we upgraded this upper stage to an actual cryogenic tank, and it's certainly not balloon cryo like our more modern lifters, but yeah, what are you going to do? We're going to get it to within about a minute. Or within 20 seconds or so. Very unstable, very stable ignition. Need to watch these numbers carefully. Yeah, 448 by 439. That's not too bad. I'll take it. All right, let's check on this contract. All right, let's move you out of the way. Destination in orbit, vessels, space station, TBD. Do I have to rename it that? All right, well, let's rename vessel, station, accept. Does that do it? Nope. Maybe, all right, let's see if we can just rename it space station, as they have it spelled with. Nope. Well, we have to keep the station in orbit, so let's alright, I'm going to take a quick save here just in case this is deciding that it doesn't want to do this for me. We'll decouple node, enable our RCS system here, give it a couple little bumps to pull us away from the orbit or our HV stage. Not a big deal. I mean, really, with everything else, we're in orbit, vessel space station to be determined. Keep station in orbit. I don't know what else really is required of us, but here it is, our space station happily in orbit. Just check on our resource consumption rates. Okay, good. We are charging our batteries. Everything else should be fine. We can go ahead and lock these tanks back. Yeah, let's turn on the lights. Nope, no lights are going to activate. Do these lights not even work? Well, that's interesting. I guess I need to program these to an action group. There we go. Oh, yay. Well, at least it's somewhat working. Alright, let's get back to our HV stage, Space Station to probe. Yeah. Alright, we're going to go ahead and deorbit this while we still can. So, we'll just going to take another quick save just because, in case it decides to delete this one randomly as well. I'm going to be so mad if this bankrupts us. Alright, and we'll go ahead and get ourselves pulled away sufficiently. I don't want to rock the space station with our awesome hydrogen exhaust. And ignition. And we're moving. So really, I'm just going to get this periapsis down to something that will obviously deorbit, like, you know, negative numbers. Switch back here. Double check again. Yep, nope, still doesn't say that the contract is complete. So another quick save. And then we're just going to jump back to the Space Center and see what happens, because this is still in orbit. Oh, now none of these have been completed either. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet it's not there? Oh, it's there. It's in an orbit. All of these things have been satisfied, but it will not give me the contract. I am quite upset. So what better way to be upset than to just watch something burn up in the atmosphere violently? Hey, there's the moon. That's really cool. Well, at least it's really pretty to watch, at least, or something. No connection. Don't care. Now, battery power is probably done. So, yeah, there's just nothing good is going to happen to this. But it'll be fun to watch, I assume. Alright, when this is done burning up, I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to try just switching back to the space station from the tracking center. Yep, and there goes the tank. Yeah, this is the part I'd rather watch. Okay, well. All the engines, the RCS thrusters, looks like our control core, some struts. Still going strong. Well, that's nice. Okay, I might have to turn off the screen shake. This is getting ridiculous. Well then. It's going to tell us we can't go to the Space Center. Is this what part we're focused on? Yes. Explode quickly. There we go. Come on. Space Center. Tracking station. Fly Space Station 2. Now this should give us the contract. It's in orbit. It meets all the requirements for the space station. The other one we had met all the requirements for keeping people on it for 30 days and keeping it in orbit. It just magically deleted it. And I know for a fact it was not on a suborbital trajectory. It couldn't have run into anything. Yep, here we are in space with our space station. How is this not keeping the station in orbit? All of these are met, so this should be met. Why is it not met? I do not understand. So, there's got to be something I can do about it, right? There's a contracts configurator. Does anybody know how that works? And see, now this isn't even giving me credit for those. Vessel Space Station, DVD. Yeah, we did that, and we've done that. I don't understand why we're not getting credit for these. This makes me really mad, because this... I'm not going to let it ruin us. It's not going to end the series. It's certainly not going to end my space program. But, man, this is just really frustrating to know that you've done a contract to the letter twice. Well, this one maybe not to the letter, but the first one was entirely to the letter, and KSP just decided to wax that station and make it not exist anymore. And this makes me really mad. Oh, hold on. Let's... Oh, well. Yeah, we can't rename it from there. Rename vessel. Oh, let's take out the 2. Accept. Is that going to do it? Nope. So, well, if anybody out there has completed a space station contract, let me know what you did differently from me, or if you've had space stations randomly get deleted from orbit. Please tell me your story so I don't feel like I'm alone in this one. Or otherwise, don't take the space station contracts because they're a little buggy still. Or at least they are in the 1.1.3. Maybe it's been fixed for 1.2.2 once all those things get up and working, but this is to great disappointment. So I'm going to go queue up a whole lot of rockets and spend all the money so that they can't take it from me. Ha 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 ha. Well, that's been this very disappointing episode. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. And until then, see you later.